In this video, we are going to be talking about kinetic molecular theory. So, by the end of the video, you should be able to identify the assumptions of kinetic molecular theory, and you should be able to explain what it is. So, what is a molecule? Well, a molecule is the smallest part of a compound that has the same characteristics of this compound. So, in this picture below, this is one molecule of water. We have 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. So the chemical formula for water is H2O because we have those 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. So, like stated above, the molecule is the smallest part of a compound. An atom is the smallest part of an element. So, kinetic molecular theory. Well, all matter is made up of small particles or atoms. So, everything has atoms in it. And they're always in constant motion, always moving all the time. And they're colliding with each other and the walls in their container. So, if you think about the room you're sitting in right now, air has a bunch of little molecules in it. And they are constantly hitting each other, bouncing off the walls, the doors. Maybe there's even windows in the room that they're bouncing off of. So they're always moving, they're always hitting things. And they are gaining then kinetic energy, because kinetic energy is the energy of motion. And so as they're bouncing around, as they're hitting the walls, hitting each other, even just moving in general, they are gaining kinetic energy, which is why we call this the kinetic molecular theory, because it states that molecules are always moving and gaining kinetic energy. So here are some of the assumptions for the kinetic molecular theory. Well, first, in a gas, molecules are very far apart compared to their size, which means they can easily move past each other or even move closer together. So if you look at the picture I have down here, this is a picture of some gas molecules. So what I mean by they can easily move past each other or closer, if you look at these 2 molecules, they're pretty close together, but they could even get closer yet. Or this molecule here, it could move right past this molecule without even touching it, because there's all this space here for that molecule to move in. Assumption number 2 is molecules are point masses, which means they have a mass, but they don't have a significant volume. Take a look at the pictures below. If we count all these up, all of these are going to have roughly the same amount of molecules. So they have the same mass, but you can see that their volume is different in every picture. And that is either due to the container that they're held in or just the way they want to be. It really doesn't matter because they don't need to have a significant volume. Assumption number 3. So when these molecules collide, and in a gas, they rarely do, it's what we call a perfect elastic collision, which means that there is no energy loss due to their collision. They just hit each other and move in the opposite direction of the hit with that same amount of energy. Assumption number 4 is molecular motion is always constant and random. So there is no rhyme or reason to the way that they move or why they move. They're always moving, and they're always moving in a random motion. Assumption number 5. Other molecules exert no force on their neighboring molecules. So they don't affect the molecules that are next to them in any way. Number 6. Temperature is a measure of average kinetic energy of the molecules. So the higher the temperature, the higher the kinetic energy. And as the particles in an object gain kinetic energy, the temperature goes up. or as they're losing kinetic energy, the temperature goes down. So when you're boiling water or the room gets warmer, you are increasing the kinetic energy of the molecules that are in that room or that are in that water. So just a little bit of recap, because I know this was a short and quick lesson. A molecule is the smallest part of a compound. All matter is made up of molecules that are in constant random motion. The molecules in gases are very far apart and can slide past each other very easily. Molecules have mass but no significant volume. And temperature is a measure of average kinetic energy of the molecules. So, this is the end of the lesson. If you have any questions, write them down in your journal or send me an email or a text message if you feel like they need to be answered right away. Otherwise, have a great day.